For stretching, we'll start off with hip flexor. So when you're kicking, kneeing, checking, in Muay Thai, you overuse your hip flexor. So if you have the least amount of time, at least do your hip flexors. We'll start off with that. So have the ankle underneath the knee. So you don't want to be like this. Actually, sorry, you can sometimes for your, if you want a bit of a stretch on your ankle, we can actually start off with that. So see what I'm doing now, I'm stretching my ankle. That's nice. Sometimes if you've got tight ankles, and when we do the squat, I'll remind you there. All right, so now we're here, the knee further back, and then just drop a little bit. Hold this for, before training, let's say 1 minute is more than enough. After training, if you want to lengthen the muscle, when you're warm, 2 to 3 minutes holds is good. But before training, you don't want your muscles to be too long, then you're too loose and it's easy to get injured. You just want to get the blood to the working muscles. Now from here, have a look at my back foot. So I would change angles. So let's say I held this for 30 seconds. I'm not going to hold it for the whole minute. I'll just show you fast. My back foot, I turn it and flatten it. Just as a second, maybe after 45 seconds, I'll do that for 30. Just hits a different angle in my hips. When you do it, you'll feel it. So there's that. Then, quads. If you can, you rotate, you grab your foot. If you can't, I have another version I'll show you in a bit for your quads. But if you can, this is beautiful quad stretch. And then you just drop your hips down, pull your heel to your butt. And yeah, that's especially if you sit down all day or work at a desk, you're gonna really feel these ones. And then you do the other side. The next one, very, very nice for your ankles, is you should be able to sit very comfortably like this, heels to the butt. If you start off here, and some people are like, especially guys are super tight, then just take your time, maybe hold on to a wall. But you definitely, if you can't do this, then you need to do this. If you can't sit back and... Now from here, I like to multitask. So I don't want to just sit and do nothing. I've got my arms are available. I might open up the chest, include the shoulders. Or I might do this, yep. Interlace fingers, biceps to the ears. You do a bit of a twist. So stretch out all the lats. Or I can put my hand down, you can play with it. And remember, like at least 45 seconds, a minute, 15 seconds each side. Like that. Maybe you look up, open up the chest. From here, if your quads if you couldn't do the first stretch, you do this one. So maybe that's enough, or you can walk back. Maybe you can walk even more further back. Maybe you can go all the way down. You can also add for your shoulders. So I'm giving you variations. Choose which ones you like. All of them are amazing. Hands pointing that way, walk back. Chest up, back straight, open up your chest. You really feel your shoulders here too. Very nice for the shoulders. All right, next one is squat. So you have to be able to squat. If you can't do a simple squat with your heels on the floor, then this is a priority. The day you can't stop squatting, is the day your body deteriorates. Chest up, back straight. If this is easy, go a little wider. Open up the hips. So you shouldn't be using your quads like to hold yourself up. You should just sit into it easy. Yeah. Push the knees out. If that's too easy, then you can twist the shoulder. Open that. Open up and twist. Open up and twist. Sit in that 1 minute, 2 minutes. Feels very nice. Then, if you have a wall, this is easy. You let gravity do the work. Nice for the hamstrings. And then what I normally do is See how I'm rotating, like my quad and my foot's turning? That hits inside your hips. It really hits at the spot for me anyway. So you just do that and you'll feel your hips like really tight and they're jammed up, and it opens it up a little bit. And then, since your arms are free and it's good to multitask, I add some shoulder into that. So I'll interlace fingers like that and just drop it. And now that's like stretching out my shoulders, my little postural muscles behind my back. Or I might even interlace my fingers like a gun, let that hang, and sit here for a minute. For your glutes, this one's my favorite one. So lift yourself up like this and then drop. If you want it easier, you walk your foot up. If you want it harder, slide your foot down. Make sure your butt's touching the floor though. You don't want to like sticking up like that. And this stretches out your glutes. And we do the other side, but don't go as fast as me. Do it for 45, 60 seconds minimum each side. Sometimes I might even pulse and push my knee down and just pulse up and down and open up stretch out the glutes. Glutes back. Now we'll do the mid-back, thoracic. So boxing, we have a lot of twists. In boxing, we have a lot of twisting, punching and kicking and twisting, and the mid-back gets jammed a lot. It's so common. Like mine used to be worse. It's still not great, but man, the mid-back just gets so jammed. One very simple one. There's so many amazing ones, and next time I'll do one with bands, like a video on bands, but for now I'm just doing something that's you can do anyway, that you don't need any accessories. So here, we'll go up and then slide it through. Grab onto your hand. Now from here, I'll just kind of like shift back a little bit, and I'll feel everything stretch and open up here. You just got to move around and find those tight spots and just push into them. Cool. 30 seconds to a minute, then it feels amazing. You're going to perform better as well when you train if you have a good proper warm-up. Everything's going to flow nice and you'll minimize risk for injury. So that's mid-back. Calves. So in Thai boxing, it's like you're on high heels. We're always on our calves, and the calves get so tight. So a really easy one is a downward dog. So you go on all fours, lifting these off the floor, shift back, pedal out your feet. So just like walk and stretch out the calves. Push your palms away from the floor and get your stomach close to your thighs. You can have a little bend in the knees. I need to. I can't go straight because my calves are that tight. That's actually the tightest part of my body. The calves, brutal. Then I might even add a side stretch. Yeah. Straighten out my leg. See, I play around and I experiment. I just look, oh yeah, there. See that? That's the spot. Then I can shift around. That's it, stretch out my chest, shoulders, open that up. And don't forget to breathe deep breaths. Well, slow and deep. And take your time. And that's calves. For the hips, this one is good bang for your buck. It hits everything. So, and it's gonna feel, certain parts are gonna feel tight on certain people. It just depends what your weakest link is. So, you can start off, actually 90 degrees is good, like that. Open it up as much as you can and just hit here, stay here for a little bit. Sometimes I pulse my hips forward, just like little mini thrusts. I'll do that, whatever, 30, 45 seconds. Then Bring your heels in together, shift back, and get your butt to your heels. That's going to hit a different spot. And you can do this 2 sets would be nice. Then I'll go back up, open up the shins, make them 90 degrees, pulse a little bit. That's hitting a whole different spot in my hips. Maybe for you, it's going to be the groin. Depends what's tight on you. My groin's flexible, but my hips are jammed. Here we go, on that. Cool. All right. For the shoulders, there's one very nice warm up. So forehead on the floor. You can do the Supermans, but big circles. And then palms to the roof, palm over palm, pull the shoulders back, and then really slow. And as you're pulling your shoulders back, your traps towards your pockets, you make a big circle. Maybe after 30 seconds, 45 seconds, bring them out 45 degrees. Look at my thumbs. Now I'll do big circles. Rotate as much as you can. Get that rotation. Sometimes it gets jammed. My right one is super jammed. And this really warms up the whole joint, and you feel so much better when you get down to the ring and start punching. So work all those. Maybe pick 6, pick the ones you least like doing. The ones that are the hardest, your tightest, your weakest links. So depending on your time, whatever, you got 10 minutes, just pick the weakest links. Maybe do 6 stretches, 1.5 minutes each, each side, and format it that way.